how can you stop a breakup before it happens? How can you get a woman to change her mind and not go through with wanting to break up with you? What you need to do is change your approach, right? You need to start saying and doing things that make her feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for you. If you keep using the same old approach that you've been using, you're going to get the same old results. However, when I say that you need to change your approach, I don't mean that you should make any of the following mistakes. Okay, so the first mistake is asking her what she needs you to change. When a man asks a woman what he needs to do to make her stop being so distant, be more affectionate, be in love with him like she used to, in most cases, she's not going to tell him the real answer. The main reason why is that a woman doesn't want to be a guy's teacher in life about how to be a man. Another reason why is that in many cases, she is embarrassed to tell him what she really wants. For example, sometimes a woman finds herself in a relationship with a guy who has become a bit of a pushover. He has become insecure and he doesn't feel very confident in his attractiveness to her anymore, and he puts up with her bad behavior just so he can stay with her. What she would like to tell him is, hey, I actually need you to stop being so insecure about your attractiveness to me. I need you to believe in yourself, and I need you to not put up with my BS. If I get out of line, I need you to put me back in my place in a dominant but loving way. I don't want you screaming at me and getting aggressive, but I want you to put me back in my place in a dominant but loving way. I want you to make sure that you don't let me walk all over you. Most women are embarrassed to admit that they want that sort of thing. Likewise, most women don't actually want to take on the teacher role for a guy and say, all right, look, sit down, I'll teach you how to be a man. Right? This is what I need from you. She doesn't want to take on that role because it'll make her feel like his big sister or mother or teacher. Right? She wants to feel like she's his woman. She wants to be able to look up to him and respect him as her man. She doesn't want to look down on him as a boy or a little brother or a confused guy that she has to continually lift up and guide as they go through life. She just wants a man who understands how to be a man now, or a guy who is willing to figure it out and then start doing it. So if you're in a situation where your woman wants to break up with you, do not rely on asking her what she wants you to do, because she will either not be able to tell you because she's embarrassed, or she won't want to tell you because she doesn't want to feel like your mother or big sister. The second mistake to avoid is becoming extra nice, sweet, or considerate. Next one, doing extra chores around the house. Next one, pouring your heart out to express how much you feel for her. When a woman is thinking of breaking up with a man, it means that she has lost respect for him. As a result, she will then stop feeling proper attraction for him. If that goes on for long enough, she'll fall out of love with him. So when a woman gets to the point where she actually says to a man, hey, I don't feel the same way anymore, I think we should break up, or I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, she's not going to care about his feelings for her. She doesn't have strong feelings for him anymore because she's fallen out of love. He lost her respect and she stopped feeling attraction for him as a result and then fell out of love. So if the guy actually wants her to care and wants her to stay with the relationship, he needs to change his approach and start saying and doing things that make her feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for him. In some cases, a guy can pour his heart out to his woman and get another chance. This will happen if the woman is young or inexperienced with relationships. Yet, for most women, when they get to the point where they actually say that they want to get out of a relationship, they're not going to change their mind unless the guy changes his approach. Right? When you change your approach to her, she changes how she feels. When you start making her feel respect and attraction for you, she feels that. Then she starts thinking, okay, I don't want to break up with him anymore because I feel something for him now. I feel like I can love him again. I feel like there can be a future for us. I respect him again. I feel attracted to him. I actually want to be around him now. That is what matters. You've got to focus on making her feel a renewed sense of respect and attraction for you. When you do that, she reconnects with the love that she used to feel for you. The reason why I say reconnect is that love doesn't actually die. When a woman falls out of love with you, she simply disconnects from the love. Yet the love is still there in the background. And she will reconnect with that if you make her feel respect and attraction for you again. She will naturally reconnect with the love, right? She'll start having those loving feelings for you again. She will look at you from a different perspective. She will respect you now. She'll feel attracted to you again. And as a result, she'll start to think about you in a positive light. She'll start thinking of things about you that she actually likes. When that happens, she'll start to reconnect with the love. The next mistake, being romantic or having date nights. Like I said in the previous example, if she doesn't have strong feelings for you, then sucking up to her with date nights and being romantic isn't going to mean crap to her. You can be as romantic as you want to be, put some candles out, take her to an expensive dinner, doesn't mean a thing if she doesn't actually respect you. Right? If she has lost respect for you and you don't get that back, nothing that you do is going to work. You can take her on the most romantic date that the world has ever seen, but inside of her, she's still going to feel like she wants to break up with you because she doesn't actually respect you. She might enjoy the date and be laughing and happy for that time, but when the date is over and she's interacting with you and realizes that you're still making the same mistakes that cause her to lose respect for you, then she's still going to want to go through with the breakup. The next mistake, ignoring her to hopefully make her realize how much she needs you. This will work when a woman is just being a pain in the butt and she really does love and respect her man, but she just wants to mess with him by threatening to break up with him. So if he then ignores her and just gets on with his life without her, she's going to feel like she doesn't want to break up and she wants to be with him. Yet, if a woman wants to break up with a guy that she's lost respect for and is not feeling attracted to anymore and has fallen out of love with, then him ignoring her isn't going to mean much to her at all. If the woman has some experience with relationships, she's just going to use that time that he's ignoring her to move on. She's going to go out with her girlfriends and meet some guys, or she's going to let the guy who has been hitting on her at work take her out on a date. Or she's going to get on an online dating app or an online dating site and have hundreds of guys overnight who want to meet up with her for a date. The thing is, if a woman threatens to break up with a guy and he thinks, all right, well, I'm just going to start ignoring her now and teach her a lesson, it can work in some cases. But if the same problems exist in the relationship when she starts interacting with him again, she's still going to want to go through with the breakup. Right? If he's still saying and doing things that cause her to lose respect for him, and she isn't able to look up to him and feel respect and feel attracted and be in love with him, then she's going to want to go through with the breakup. Additionally, if she senses that he's trying to play mind games with her by ignoring her all of a sudden, she might decide to get revenge by going and hooking up with another guy. So if your woman wants to break up with you, don't run that risk of pushing her into the arms of another guy. Simply change your approach. Right? When you change your approach, she changes how she feels. When she changes how she feels, she changes her mind. Right? She doesn't want to go through with the breakup anymore because she feels respect and attraction for you now. She feels that love that she used to feel for you. She feels good around you now. She wants to be around you. The next mistake, giving her an ultimatum. Giving an ultimatum and saying, hey, you either decide to be with me now or leave, can work in some cases. For example, if the woman is inexperienced with relationships and can't handle the pain of going through a breakup, if she thinks that she's not going to be able to move on quicker than him, or if the problems in the relationship really aren't that bad and can be worked through. However, if a woman doesn't respect her guy and isn't feeling much attraction for him anymore and has fallen out of love with him, she's not going to really care about his ultimatum. She doesn't have strong feelings for him at that point, so it feels like there's more benefit breaking up with him than actually staying with him. So when he gives her the ultimatum, she's like, okay, cool. Well, let's just break up then. And she leaves. If she's inexperienced with relationships or can't handle the pain of the breakup, then she'll come running back. However, if she's experienced with relationships and can move on, then she's going to move on because she's leaving behind a guy that she doesn't even respect. Right? She doesn't feel strong attraction for anymore and she's not in love with. That is why, if you want to stop a breakup, you have to change your approach. You've got to start saying and doing things that make her feel respect and attraction for you again. You've got to make her feel that renewed sense of respect and attraction. She then starts to look at you differently. She looks at you in a positive light. She starts feeling good around you again. She reconnects with the love and then she doesn't want to actually break up with you. There's more benefit in staying with you than breaking up with you. The final common mistake to avoid is playing it cool and acting like everything is okay. The thing is, if a woman is considering breaking up with her man, then everything isn't okay. What guys need to understand about women is that they don't actually want to go through a breakup. Most women don't want to be that woman who is unlucky in love. She's always getting in and out of relationships and getting hurt. She has to face up to her family and friends and say, yeah, we broke up, and be that woman who's unlucky in love. Her friends and family members and co-workers are in happy relationships and enjoying life, and she's breaking up all the time. She doesn't want to be that woman. She just wants a man that she can be proud of, a man that she can look up to and respect and feel attracted to and be in love with. She doesn't want to have to go through breakup after breakup. She wants to have a relationship that works so that you and her can reach new levels together as a couple. So, if you want to stop a breakup before it happens, you need to make sure that you are willing to change your approach. For example, if a guy has become insecure in a relationship with a woman, he suddenly becomes confident. Nothing that she says or does makes him lose confidence in himself. Another example is where a woman will throw tantrums and insult her guy, and he will usually become angry about that. Suddenly he changes, and he's able to turn situations like that into something to laugh about together. For example, a couple is driving along in a car, and a woman tests her man by saying something like, "You're such a crap driver. Get in the right lane. Like, what are you doing?" And rather than getting angry at her and feeling insulted, he just turns it into something that they can laugh about together. He might say, "Yeah, it's true. I'm the worst driver in the world. I should probably get a trophy for it." And then continues driving along. She then looks at him as a man that she can respect. He doesn't lose control of his emotions. He's cool and calm and confident under pressure. Nothing that she says makes him lose control. He's a man that she can rely on. He's a man that she can look up to and respect. And he's also a man who makes her feel happy. Right? He's able to create moments of laughter. He's able to get her smiling. He's able to turn situations that would make other couples get into fights into something that they can laugh about together and feel good about. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something useful from it. If you'd like to learn more, I recommend that you watch or listen to my program, Make Her Love You for Life. When you watch or listen to the program, you will learn exactly what to say and do to make your woman respect you, feel sexually attracted to you, and be totally in love with you for life. When you start using the techniques from the program, she will not want to break up with you. She will change how she feels, and as a result, she will change her mind about wanting to break up with you. What I want you to know is that you actually have a lot of control over the situation. You may feel like the situation is out of control at the moment because she wants to break up. But what you got to understand about women is that they are reactive. Women react to the dynamic that men create. If you create a dynamic in the relationship where she respects you and feels attracted to you and is happy to be with you and is in love with you, she will go along with that. However, if you create a dynamic in the relationship where she doesn't respect you and she doesn't feel happy with you, she doesn't really feel attracted to you, and she's falling out of love with you, she's distant, she will go along with that as well. Right? Women don't want to take on the leadership role and fix the relationship themselves. They want to be with a man who can take the lead and guide the relationship towards deeper feelings of respect, attraction, and love. When you start doing that, she will stop wanting to break up with you. Right? When you change your approach, she changes how she feels. So if you want to stop the breakup, just make sure that you are willing to change your approach to her. When you do that, she will change how she feels, and as a result, she will change her mind about the breakup and want to stay with you.